This is Bedroom Bickering, a podcast where me and my wife talk, rant, and debate about everything and anything we don't see eye to eye on, which is much more than you'd think. Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. My name is Trent. I'm here with my wonderful sick wife, Alexis. You can blame her for us taking so long to release this third episode because she just can't handle it.
Really? You're going to blame this on me?
Okay, it's the baby's fault? Is that what I should do?
A sinus infection, pneumonia, bronchitis, 8 months pregnant.
Hold
you
on,
really want to
hold
come at
on.
me?
Let me unpack my world's smallest violin real quick so I can play it for you. All with love, honey. Okay, so this week's terrific episode, as we talked about last week, is going to be about pet peeves. So there's a very good chance I'm not going to talk much in this episode because my wife, there's a lot of things that just irk her.
This is specifically pet peeves about each other.
Just about each other.
Oh, you didn't know that? I just wrote down pet peeves specifically about you.
How sweet.
This is a couples podcast. Why would I just talk about pet peeves?
I mean, we talked about movies.
I'm saying, but these are specifically...
Yeah, but they were specific things that I liked and you didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I get that. I guess that, logically, that makes too much sense. I'm not the brightest. Okay. So, yeah, this week we're going to be talking about our... She'll be talking about her pet peeves. There might be multiple parts to this episode, so just keep in mind, this is theoretically pet peeve part 1.
It's more than likely going to be part 1.
Okay, we might have 5 parts. This might be Harry Potter. We might have 7. Who knows?
8. Break the last one up into 2 parts.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna start with that. She has a small book with pet peeves over there, from what I can see.
No.
Can't read them because I get blind as a bat.
This is one pet peeve.
That's one pet peeve?
Yes, this page is encompassing one pet peeve.
And what is that pet peeve? What is said pet peeve?
See, I'm not angry enough at you yet to feel like I feel like I'm just attacking you.
Bring it on. Can you stop wheezing in the microphone, please?
I can't help it. I'm sick.
Oh my god. You're squeak.
You can't make me laugh too much because then it's gonna make the wheezes worse.
That's fine. All right. Start it off. Let's do it.
I feel like this is something, if anyone has been in the military and has gotten with or been with someone who is not in the military, has zero experience with the military, the general lack of misunderstanding about anything military related is just mind-numbing. And I'm sorry to say that this bugs the poop out of me about you.
Okay. Yeah, I know. You've mentioned.
I've mentioned?
You've mentioned it a few times. The few times that I've listened. Go ahead and read your book.
Well, okay. So the biggest one, and I have multiple friends that I've complained to about this, and I think I've even complained to my dad about this, is that you have such a horrible lack of understanding or ability to grasp the concept of ranks.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Because my idea goes to, like, the idea of, just your typical. You would think like first class would be second class would be second.
Not even that. It goes so much farther than that.
Oh, you're talking about the officer enlisted thing?
Yeah, okay. So like we're talking basic level. Like first thing that you learn is there's enlisted and then there's officers.
Yeah.
And you forever took so long to understand that they don't really cross except for special occasions.
Well, because I try to compare it like a normal job. You go from your customer service person and you rank up to be a supervisor.
Yeah, but there's an enlisted and then there's officers. And someone's going to be like, oh, well, what about warrant officers or commissioning programs? Okay, we're not talking about all that right now. We're talking about the basic enlisted versus an officer. And you like, for anyone out there listening, for the longest time in your head, it was like, okay, once you hit the top of the enlisted, so once you're E9, Then it crosses over and you go into be an officer, so you're 01.
That's where my brain goes. Yeah.
No, that's not how it works at all. And it drives me insane when you ask, and you always like to ask these like rank questions that are like, we'll hear a rank, or I'll say someone's rank or something like that, and you're like, what rank is that? Like, how is that high up? And it's like, well, how do you answer that? I don't know how to answer that question.
I don't know, because I more so want to know if they're like badass or not.
But like,
oh, he's a chief.
There was one time where you asked me and someone was like a 04 or something like that. And I was like, well, I mean, they're an officer. So, they're higher ranking than most people because they're an officer. And you're like, oh, okay. So they're like above everyone. Well, I was like, yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, there's higher ranking officers. And then you get into the higher ranking senior NCOs in the enlisted service who probably have more respect than these younger officers. And you were just like the look you're giving me right now, just blank.
Well, yeah, so like a chief. What's a chief?
Okay, so we're talking Navy, because I have to preface that Navy ranks are different than every other branch. So like all other branches have very similar names for their ranks, and then the Navy just decided to be different. So if you say a chief,
yeah,
in the Navy, you're referring usually to E7, E8, E9, because it's chief, senior chief, master chief.
Master Chief, like Halo?
Yeah.
So you're saying Master Chief was in the Navy?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. That's neat. Okay, continue.
But so if you ask me, like, is a chief high ranking? I mean, generally the answer is going to be yes, but you can't just be like, oh, this guy's a chief. Is he higher ranking than this person? It's like, I don't know.
So what else does it say on your list?
I'm just saying. So, I don't know. So then I got into all this stuff that it's very well known that the military has their own terms for stuff.
Yeah.
And so I wrote down some words and phrases, and I want to see if you know what they mean.
Oh, crap.
Because I've said some of these to you before.
Let's see if I listened when you told me what they meant.
Okay, for your essay.
What?
For your essay.
I'm assuming staff. Fuck.
I say just for your essay.
For your stupid ass.
I mean, kind of.
Really?
It's your situational awareness, because you have horrible situational awareness, which I tell you all the time.
We just talked about that 30 seconds ago because we were watching Criminal Minds.
Well, I'm just saying is that you have horrible situational awareness, and all the time I'm like, just for your essay.
So it's like watch your ass almost.
No, it's just, hey, just so you know, FYI.
We're going to do this dinging thing again?
Okay, I forgot to turn my phone down.
Is it your mother again?
No, it was Brandon.
Oh. Talking about him joining that game where you have to stay awake for 24 hours.
All right. What's a blue falcon?
Oh, that's for sure. Is it like a blue waffle?
What?
Do you not know what a blue waffle is?
I know what a blue waffle is, but why these are all military related terms.
A blue falcon. That's a
oh my gosh.
Drink.
No. Blue falcon's like that person that just like totally rats everyone else out, or
it's
just
a person?
Yeah, they're being a blue falcon, or they're
Oh, no. I thought it was an object.
No, blue falcon's definitely a person. Usually a generally hated person.
Oh.
Well, because it's like, someone's
It's a snitch.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a tattletale.
Yeah.
Why is it called a blue falcon? You have no idea, do you?
Some of these, no, I don't. I don't know the history behind blue falcon.
Do I need to Google blue falcon?
No, I think we're fine.
It's just going to pop up with a big picture of Edward Snowden.
Oh, my God. All right. If I say I have to go to muster.
Isn't that like breakfast?
No.
Oh. Sorry.
Well, I've said this before, at muster or
like
the muster point.
Like a meeting?
Kinda.
Is that what you do when you practice marching?
No. No, it's like
Roll
muster.
call?
Yeah, it's like roll call, like the morning formation or whatever where you go and they.
So it's in the morning.
It's the thing I've told you about where, the pointless things in the mornings where they're like, hey, here's all the information you might need to know, but it usually doesn't pertain to anything. And they tell you the same stuff over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was a big wheeze on that one.
Well, I'm talking a lot, so.
So muster is in the morning, so I got that right.
Well, it's not necessarily in the morning. It can be at any point in the day.
Jesus.
You can have afternoon muster. You can have a nighttime muster.
No, so like breakfast for breakfast, breakfast for lunch, like brunch, and then breakfast for dinner.
No.
That kind of thing.
No. All right.
All right, continue.
What's a secret squirrel?
A secret squirrel?
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard that before.
You mean you have? I've said it. I'm pretty sure my dad has said it.
Secret squirrel. It's a squirrel that keeps secrets.
Okay,
Do
but
you need to take another hit of your inhaler over
if
there?
you're applying it to military terms, what's a secret squirrel?
Pigeon. What? I don't know. What's a secret squirrel?
It's another person.
A secret keeper.
Yeah, it's an intelligence person. People that work in intelligence.
Oh, they're called secret squirrels?
Yes, we call them secret squirrels.
Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, sure. Okay. So then I have a few that are specific to the Navy
Yeah.
that if you say some of these to other people in the military, like other branches, they might not know what you're talking about. But
Okay.
what's a chit?
A chit?
Yeah.
A talker.
No. A chit?
Yeah, like a chit chat.
No.
No. No. A chit.
You need a chit for everything in the Navy.
A chit. An ID?
No.
An excuse?
No.
A story?
No. This
I
is so
don't know.
painful. A chit is like a...
A chit? It's painful?
No, I'm saying listening to you not know what this stuff is
that's sweet.
painful.
Okay.
But it refers to like it's usually a document that you have to route up for literally anything in the Navy. So you can get an SIQ chit.
Okay. You're losing me again.
An SIQ is just like sick in quarters. So it's something that says, hey, this person's going to be sick in quarters for 24 hours.
So it's a memo?
Or like anytime you want to do something special in the Navy, you have to route up a chit.
So it's like a memo.
Kind of, but some of them have to be approved and they have to go up to certain levels of the command depending on how important it is. So like a leave chit is you requesting to go on leave. So it's like, oh, did your leave chit get approved?
Yeah, that leave shit. Chit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's literally like anything. Like when we were in A school, you had to put in a chit if you wanted to get a tattoo.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
So Brandon's got a lot of chits?
No, because he didn't. I don't think he got any when he was in A school.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you don't have to get him approved now?
No.
Oh.
But
He should have to because they're horrible.
oh my God, don't say that to him.
I mean, I love them all. He doesn't listen to this.
All right, what's a scuttlebutt?
A scuttlebutt. I mean, that's the janitor.
No, there's two. All except two. There's technically two answers to this.
Guy that changes light bulbs.
In what world? In what world? I can't talk.
And what?
Does that make sense? I guess neither of them really make sense. But
What's
it's
a scuttlebutt?
Like, what's a scuttlebutt, man? Tell me.
Gossip?
Yeah, that's one of them. And then there's one more.
There's another one?
Yeah, and it's because where gossip usually tends to happen.
The water cooler.
Well, on a ship is the... There's no water coolers on a ship.
Cafeteria.
No, it's like a water cooler, but it's usually a drinking fountain.
Oh.
What was that
Okey-dokey.
face you just gave me? Like, this is the thing. When I tell you, like, we'll be talking about something, related to the Navy or related to the military, and you just give me these looks like I'm pure idiot.
No comment.
Because it's just a whole nother world, and you act like I'm crazy.
So you just said scuttlebutt.
Yeah.
And shit, you're like, oh, what's a wing wong? What's a da 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 la la? And you're like, oh, that's this.
No.
You guys just make up weird names and then just give it something.
All right. What's this one you often get very wrong, and I have to explain it to you multiple times. What's a CO?
Commanding officer.
Which is what?
Depending on what rank you are.
No. Well, I mean, yes, but what is a CO? A CO is a specific position.
It's a drill sergeant, isn't it?
No, it's
No,
RDC.
those RDC. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've mentioned that before. They're not really called drill
No,
sergeants.
but
anymore.
what is a commanding officer? Like what do they do?
Command
What?
a group.
Okay, close enough. So there's like
What's the group called? A squad?
No.
What do you guys call
We're
it?
not the Air Force.
Brigades? What is it?
No, oh my God.
Well, who's a brigade? Is that a thing?
Yeah, not in the Navy. That's like Army, I think. Or Marines? I don't know. But it's not Navy.
Okay.
But the commanding officer is like the head officer for a command. So each command has its own CO, commanding officer.
Right.
Yes. So there's a CO of a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We've been over this.
Yeah.
That's usually the one where you're like, well, what's their rank?
Is he a captain?
Generally, I'll say yes.
Okay.
But remember, captain in the Navy is different than a captain in other branches.
Is he like a pirate?
No. All right. Last term, which I've said to you a few times, but if I tell you you're nuking it,
Fucking it up.
nah, not really.
Killing it.
No.
Like
not
doing
at all.
really well.
No, not at all.
You're laying pipe. I have no idea.
It means you're overthinking something.
Nuking it.
Like hardcore overthinking something.
Who came up with that?
Because, so we all have our job ratings, and there's a nuke, which are, they work on nuclear stuff. They're generally very smart people,
Yeah.
but they usually, like, there's the stereotype that they overthink everything because they're so smart.
Is that true?
I mean, I only know a few nukes, and they were mostly females because, boot camp was the only time I interacted with them, and they were pretty badass, so, but.
Oh. That's cool.
Just saying. So when I tell you you're nuking it, it means you're hardcore overthinking it.
Do I do that a lot though?
Yes.
I overthink things?
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh. Unfortunate.
All right. Along with going into the continued misunderstanding of military things, what do you call someone who's in the Navy?
A seaman.
Well, yes, but like the general term.
Like a petty officer?
No.
A shark? What are they called? Dolphins?
No, I'm just saying, for a general person, you say, like, I am a...
Navy person.
Yeah, what's a Navy person generally called? In the Army, they're called one thing. If you're in the Army, you're a...
Ranger?
No, my God. This is why. Okay.
Army soldier.
There you go.
What's a Marine?
A Marine.
Oh. What's a Coast Guard?
Coast Guard isn't part of the military. Don't even get me started. Okay, so if Army is a soldier,
Yeah.
Marine is a Marine, what do you call someone that's in the Navy?
A boater. A boatie.
Use your head, Trenton.
A dolphin.
A sailor.
Oh.
Don't call anyone in the Navy a soldier. They're sailors.
But they don't sail anything. The boats have motors. The boats have motors and they push it.
They're not boats. They're ships.
Oh my God. Okay, the ships have motors and they don't sail. And I bet a very large majority of people in the Navy have no idea how to sail.
Either way,
Either way.
whatever. You have on multiple occasions called me a soldier or said something.
I've never called you a soldier.
Yes, you have. And I was nice and I didn't say anything because I'm not in anymore.
I've never called you a soldier. I don't think I've called anybody a soldier.
Okay. What do you call someone in the Air Force?
A pilot.
No.
You call them
Not what I call them. What should you call someone in the Air Force?
a bird.
You know what? I'll accept it.
What is it?
No, airman.
Oh. So it's closer to pilot.
No.
I know it's not pilot, but it's
Pilot's
a specific job. Are they officers?
Yes.
Okay. All pilots are officers?
Yes.
In every branch?
Yes.
Promise?
Yes.
Okay.
We've been over this.
I don't remember.
Okay, so I mean that goes back to our conversation. What's West Point?
That's a school.
Which one?
West Point's for the... Isn't West Point for the Army?
There you go. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, because the other one's like the Naval Academy.
Which is Navy and Marines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's and Marines.
Marines go to the Naval Academy, yes.
Why? Is it because you guys
Marines
carry them around?
are a department of the Navy.
Is it because you carry them around everywhere?
Yes. Sure.
In your ships?
Yes.
/ boats?
No, ships.
Nope, boats.
Ships.
Boats and hose?
Coast Guard has boats.
Oh, don't make fun of the Coast Guard.
I will make fun of the Coast Guard.
They protect the coast. They guard
Exactly. That's why they have boats and not ships.
They have cutters. They're like little mini ships.
No, I'm just saying, you just have this general lack of knowledge about the military that slightly drives me insane.
What else drives you insane?
Well, like when I had this whole explanation to you about not every single military base has an airfield on it, and you were so mind blown.
Yeah, that was mind blowing to me.
How is that mind blowing to you?
Because I just figured they all had like airports.
You think every single military base has an airport on it?
Yeah, except the Coast Guard ones.
Well, oh my God, they're not military. Anyway, but like explaining that concept to you, and you were so mind blown that you almost didn't believe me.
No, I didn't.
Like you thought I was lying to you or something like that.
Do they have helicopter pads?
I don't think they have to have one.
I still don't know why this one doesn't have an airport thing. A runway. It's so big. There's so much land.
Because it's an Army base.
An Army doesn't have airplanes.
Army does have airplanes. But what I'm saying is this
What
goes
cargo?
back to we had this whole conversation and you didn't even know that there were like Army bases versus Navy bases versus
What?
Marine bases.
I think I knew that. I never really legitimately thought about it because it wasn't like an important thought. I was like, I wonder if Navy people sailors have their own place to stay.
What?
I figured it would be by water.
I mean, if you think of most big naval bases, where are they?
Florida?
They're
San Diego?
They're on the water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, because...
Do they share with Marines too?
I mean, there are specific Marine bases.
And where are those?
I mean, there's like
in the middle of a city?
I mean, they're all over. Like, I'm sure you've heard of Camp Lejeune.
No.
That's like probably the most famous. I don't know.
Camp Lejeune?
Yeah.
Sounds like you're just pronouncing lagoon wrong.
No, it's Camp Lejeune.
Lejeune. Look at this nice Lejeune.
We've been over
lagoon.
this. There's camps, there's forts, there's ports, and then there's air bases.
And what's the Coast Guard?
They don't matter. We're talking about the military right now.
Hey. Homeland Security matters.
Oh my God. I didn't say they didn't matter. I'm just saying
Yeah, the
this
fact that
conversation is about military. Just saying.
So do Coast Guard people get the GI Bill?
I don't know, probably.
They do, but why?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
Their deployments are like 2 weeks long. That's what I'm saying. Is like you get someone who's like married to someone in the Coast Guard, and they're like crying, boohooing. They're like, "Oh my God, my husband has to go on deployment, and he's gonna be gone for like 2.5 weeks. I don't know what I'm gonna do." And then you have like the rest of the fucking military wives who are like
13 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that's like. I'm just agreeing with you.
I'm just saying.
Are you?
It's a very, very touchy subject.
Yeah, I could tell. What else irks you?
Oh, so you want to move on from the military topic?
Yeah, that's fine. So other people that aren't military people can start listening. So if you were just tuning in, we are talking about nothing that matters to you if you or someone you know close to you is in the military.
Whatever.
So that first chunk was for military wives
Not just military wives.
and their husbands
That could be anyone.
or wives.
No, it could be anyone in the military, any veteran, anything. Because we've all had to deal with stupid civilians. And Rant.
And Rant.
I'm just saying, civilians have no idea. They ask stupid questions.
I love how you say civilians too.
Why?
Because it's just so funny how it's like, the normies, the normal people.
No, like literally when I first got out and I started my job back up in Michigan,
Yeah.
there was literally this lady that was like, "How do you guys get around?"
Cars.
And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like she literally didn't understand that military people are allowed to have cars.
What?
It was like mind blowing to her that we could have cars on base or that we could own our own cars.
Well, base is like a neighborhood.
But that's what I'm saying is you get civilians like that who ask like such dumb questions. And they're just so ignorant to all the things about the military, and it's just
Well, I mean, to a certain extent, when you think about like a military base or a fort, can't mess that up again.
No, military. No, oh my God. Just say military base.
A military installation.
There you go.
That they're, it's literally like a city to a certain extent, but it's very mysterious because you're not, if I wasn't married to you, I wouldn't be able to go there, and us civilians wouldn't be able to go in there. So it's like a very mysterious like thing. So we don't really know about it, and it almost becomes a certain extent that you don't want to ask about it because you're like worried that you're
No, because they
being
definitely do
told.
ask about it.
I never did. I was always I'm still leery about asking you certain questions because I don't want to be like pry or push a button or.
Either way, I'm just saying, use common sense when you're addressing military or veterans or anything about their time.
Yeah, so they're not like.
You're a dumbass, and this is why we don't talk to you guys about anything.
Right.
All right, I can get off my military soapbox for now.
All right. What other soapbox are you gonna hop on to?
Your inability
Oh God.
to binge watch anything except for football. And no, don't even start. Don't even start.
I was gonna say Stranger Things.
And I literally wrote that down, except for football and Stranger Things. But you are like literally the only person I know alive today that is incapable of binge watching shows.
Yeah.
And it drives me insane.
Why? What happens?
Because you're always like, oh, well, let's watch something or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like I have all these shows that I've watched that you never watched, just because you were never at a point in your life where you could just sit down and binge watch TV shows like I was. And there's all these great shows that I have that I want to show you. And then you like will say, yeah, I'm into them or yeah, I like them. But then you can only watch them for like 2, maybe 3 episodes. And then you're like, why don't I watch something different? Or like, I'm so sick of this. Or like, if I'm binge watching a show and you're not even paying attention, the fact that I'm binge watching something bugs you so much that you're like, can you put something else on? I don't want to watch this. Even if you're not watching it there with me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, the other thing is, unless I'm binge watching like Criminal Minds or Grey's Anatomy or something that's got 12, 15 seasons,
Yeah.
most of the shows that I binge watch don't have that many seasons. So it's like a day, maybe 2 of watching that one show. And you're like, oh my God, I'm so sick of it. You've been watching it for weeks. It's like, there's 3 seasons. How have I been watching this for weeks if there's only 3 seasons?
Like what?
I'm just saying, you've said that to me before. Like, I can't remember what the last show I binge watched Project Runway. I didn't even start over.
Yeah,
I started at like season 14. There's 16 seasons.
Yeah.
So I think it was maybe 3-4 days. And you're like, oh my God, we've been watching this forever. It's always on the TV. Like, how do you do this? Like, it's 3-4 days of binge watching something.
I know. I don't know. It's.
And like I said, it can be a show that you're even interested in. Like, the Sabrina show on Netflix. We started watching it and you were totally gung-ho and you're like, yeah, this is cool. You know, I like it. And we've never finished it. You've never finished season 1. We've never finished anything. I've watched all the seasons, but you haven't watched anything past, like, I think episode 4 or 5 because you got sick of it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. It was the same thing with American Horror Story.
Yeah, I think we got to episode maybe 4.
We finished the first season.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
I don't...
Because we got to the witch season.
Okay, well, it took us forever to finish
Oh, it
season
sure
1.
did.
And then I'm pretty sure we didn't even finish watching season 2 because you were like, I'm just not into it as much. So I was like, okay, well, let's go to season 3 because it's more interesting.
That was the witch one, right?
Yes.
What's season 2 about?
The Asylum.
Oh, yeah, that one wasn't piquing my interest.
Exactly. So I think we didn't even watch season 2. We just went to season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the witches.
Yes.
Yeah, that one was pretty interesting.
Yeah, and then you just randomly were like, I don't want to watch it. Let's watch something else. You just said it was interesting and that you were into it, but yet we haven't finished watching it.
Yeah, true. So I don't know why I do that. I mean, most of the time I fall asleep. Let's be real.
Okay, that's my next topic.
Uh-oh.
Let's not even
Let's not go there yet. Yeah, no, the binging thing. Yeah, I mean, there are certain things that I can binge.
No, it's football and Stranger Things.
Yeah.
You can, and it's not even, no. I mean, my dad loves football. I grew up watching football on the weekends, like Sundays was like football days. I understood that. But still, I've never met anyone who is so obsessive over football as you are. You'll sit there, like I said, and be like, oh, we can't do anything on Sundays because there's all these games that I have to watch. And then for the next week, you'll sit there and watch the highlights of the games that you already watched over and over and over again. And sit there and watch YouTube videos and the ESPN reports and everything about it. It's like you watched the entire game.
But yeah.
Why do you need to rewatch the highlights if you watched the entire game?
I don't know. I haven't really ever been that interested in football, but all of a sudden within like the last year, I've become really interested.
Then, like I said, it got even worse because then you were the same way with Saturday, college day. Oh, God, don't get me started because you're like, I have to watch every single game.
Because I want
because
break the thing.
Because your argument, your pure soul argument was I have to see because this could affect the Badgers.
Yeah.
This game could affect this game, which could affect this game, which could make the Badgers go to number 1. So I have to watch all the games.
But it could.
And then I have to watch all the highlights of all the games.
True.
No. Most people have their team. They watch their team. They maybe watch their team's rivals. They don't watch the entire country's college football games.
No, but yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of like, if Ohio State's ranked number 4 and then they lose to number 11.
Okay, but that's Ohio State. But I'm talking about like your obsession. You're like watching Auburn and Georgia, and you're like, see, this is bullshit because the Badgers are better than them, but because they're Auburn, they get a better start. Blah blah blah, and you get so mad watching.
Alabama, by the way, it's not Auburn. It's Oklahoma, Alabama, Ohio State. They're always ranked higher. It's such a load of crap.
The point is that like Georgia and these Southern teams have no implication on your Badgers.
But they do because they're a number. And if that number decreases and then if Georgia has one loss and the Badgers have no losses, technically they should.
But it never works out that way, and you get mad. But then you, even though you watch the games and you got mad about it,
Yeah.
then you continue to watch the highlights for the rest of the week, and then you continue getting mad.
Unfortunately, there's no highlights for college football, but for the NFL.
No, you watch like the YouTube things, or like the you do watch stuff about college football throughout the week.
If I can find it.
Exactly. And then, I was like, okay, football season's over, Super Bowl's here, finally, I'm going to have a reprieve.
XFL.
Fuck that XFL. Like, I can't
More football.
Can't even get a break. And, like, you were totally not interested in it, but now all the time. What are you watching? Oh, well, this really cool thing happened in the XFL, and I have to find out about it. And then you try talking to me about it, which is...
Well, you're my best friend.
I understand, but...
I got no friends.
I'll
DB,
talk...
do you want to talk about it? I'm talking to our dog now.
She's shaking because
I'm getting wagging
so...
her tail.
So she's shaking because I'm getting so worked up. What I'm saying is, I'll talk NFL football with you.
Yeah.
But... I'm not going to talk to you about college football. You should also know, and I've told you a million times, that I don't give a shit about XFL.
Yeah, but it's cool because they're trying to do new things, and it's just kind of interesting to watch. Like I said, there's some quality stuff going on. Like, not, some of the teams are garbage, but there's some pretty legit plays and stuff happening, and that's what I like watching. I just like watching the highlights because I like to see the cool stuff happen. Oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter. There's no XFL Super Bowl.
There's probably a championship. Yeah. It's probably the
Either way,
first and last
I don't
championship.
understand how you can so obsessively watch football and everything relating to football.
'Cause it's the only manly thing I got.
Well, I'm saying you're not like that with any other sport, but literally shows that you yourself like, you can't binge watch or obsess over.
Unless it's football.
Unless it's football.
Unless it's a man hitting another man.
Or even Stranger Things.
Yeah, why did I like that so much?
Well, I'm saying
that show was really...
We watched Stranger Things when it first come out, but I bet you right now if I was like, hey, let's rewatch Stranger Things and get ready for the new season this summer, you couldn't sit there and binge watch it with me. You'd get so bored.
Probably.
Exactly.
Probably. Which is unfortunate. Cause
like today,
be
you came home and you're like, did you restart Criminal Minds again?
Yeah, he did. He straight up did.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying is
12 seasons.
I can do that. I can do that and binge watch Criminal Minds this entire weekend and be perfectly fine.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to be able to do that.
Or The Office is another one.
Yeah, that's hard.
But I'm saying there are hundreds of people that can rewatch The Office or binge watch The Office just as something because it's a great show. I can binge
watch that 70s show. I love that show.
But you don't even binge watch it. You listen to it. It's not like you sit down and watch it.
That's a good point.
You listen to it when you're driving or when you're doing something.
Yeah, it's just like audiobook. But
exactly.
But
that's what I'm saying. You're not sitting down watching it. You're always distracted trying to do something else. You can't binge watch literally any TV show.
Nope.
And it just...
It irks you.
Yes.
Really chaps your khakis.
Well, I'm just saying because there's so many shows that like I want to watch or like if I want to get caught up on and I'm like, oh, but technically, I started watching this with Trent and I don't know if I should go ahead and watch it without him. I did the new Sabrina series without you because I figured that's one that's never going to get caught up. But like I haven't seen the new season of American Horror Story.
Go on.
Very behind in Doctor Who. I'm very behind in Supernatural.
Oh, you can watch Doctor Who and Supernatural all you want. Supernatural, for whatever reason, couldn't grab my interest
because
either.
I tried explaining it to you.
I mean, some of the episodes are entertaining, but that's the same thing with like what you did with Grey's Anatomy, right? So you watch Grey's Anatomy like back to back to back to back for a chunk of time. And I would always come home and be like 4 episodes past when I left.
That's not what happened because I didn't even try to get you to watch Grey's Anatomy. I just started rewatching Grey's Anatomy because I knew the last season was coming up.
Yeah, but I couldn't stop watching it.
And then you would come home and then you'd sit down and you'd ask me all these freaking questions. Like, who's that? What are they doing? What about this? What about that?
Because I'd literally go home or go to work.
But that's how you got into Grey's Anatomy.
And like, Meredith's with McDreamy, and then I come back, and then they're divorced or like separated, and or she's pregnant and somebody's dead. I'm like, what the hell happened in the 10 hours I've been gone? 9 people died, 4 new people came on the show, and 6 people are pregnant.
Okay, but the point is that if
I'm so
if
confused.
I didn't watch it without you, it would take us probably 2-3 years to watch Grey's Anatomy, because we'd be able to watch maybe 1 or 2 episodes at a time.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
No, I am right.
Oh.
I mean, those kinds of shows, there's no way that we would ever be able to get through them.
All right, so me falling asleep.
Oh my god.
Let's get to it. I probably have a disorder. Let's be real. I might be narcoleptic.
I don't understand. Like, I know there's going to be a bunch of women that are like, oh, my husband falls asleep or my boyfriend falls asleep all the time. No, y'all don't understand. This man can fall asleep literally anywhere, anytime. He could sleep for 18 hours, wake up, make himself breakfast, sit down to watch something, and fall the fuck asleep.
Yeah.
Like he didn't sleep at all.
Narcolepsy.
No, and it's just, I don't understand it, because it's not like, we had this conversation about, is it just when you do it? Because the main thing was, I would get really annoyed because you'd come home, we'd have dinner, and then as soon as you sat down, you'd fall asleep.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do anything. We couldn't have any time together. We couldn't do anything. And it's like, I thought maybe it was just, because we were just sitting down watching TV.
Yeah, like I was like bored. But there's been times where we're literally having conversations.
And you're falling asleep in the middle of a sentence.
Mid-conversation.
Yes.
Pretty sure that happened. Was it yesterday? I'm bad with days. Was it yesterday? Or was this last week?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. Literally, we were having it. No, I think it was yesterday. Last night. And you... yeah, was it last night?
I don't know.
You were talking to me, and you're like, did you hear anything I just said? I'm like, I heard something about a baby. And it was like...
But I just don't understand, because you can even be doing something that you're enjoying doing.
Yeah.
Or something you want to do. And then just be like, asleep. And that's why I get so annoyed when you're like, because you're always like, we never watch movies.
Yeah, but I'll fall asleep.
Bitch, I don't want to watch a movie with you because you're going to fall asleep. And then you're going to like...
It's so true.
Not finish it, and then I'll finish the movie by myself, and then a few days later you'll be like, oh, I want to finish watching that movie, and I fucking hate just picking up a movie in the middle of it.
Yeah, that used to be so. I think this was high school. I can't remember. It had to have been high school, where there was times. So obviously I had a time that I was supposed to be in bed, because I had to get up at 6 or whatever in the morning for school. But I had a portable DVD player in my room, right? And I would play. Stop smiling at me. It wasn't The Notebook, you pervert. It was, I don't know, there's some movies that I could watch over and over again. I did this for a while, too, with The Island. So that's the Michael Bay movie that you've never seen. And I literally would, like, watch it, get, like, an hour in, and I'd fall asleep. So then the next night, I would cue it up to where I remember last, and then watch it for about 20 minutes, and I'd fall asleep. And then I would then pick it up again where I left off, watch it, fall asleep. I mean, it would take me probably 4 or 5 days to watch a 2.5-hour movie because I wouldn't be able to watch it. I would just keep falling asleep. So, I mean, and that wasn't just that movie. Like, this happened for a minute.
It's not normal.
I think Dane does the same thing. I could have sworn he did that with, like, Harry Potter movies.
But you and Dane aren't blood. It's not like there's some blood relationship, something going on.
Some genetic. Maybe it's something in that house. Maybe it's just something in the walls.
But why would it be going on here? Because it's literally... And
we don't do it here because you don't let me.
Don't even make me start. When you're driving...
What about me driving?
The second it gets even remotely dark...
Yeah, I guess
when you're driving, it's scary because I'm like terrified that you're literally going to fall asleep. Like, we could literally, like I said, sleep all night, get up to leave at 4:30 in the morning.
And I'm awake.
But because it's still dark, you'll start nodding off or, like, falling asleep because it's dark. If there's any amount of daylight out, you're fine. You're perfectly fine while you're driving. But if it's even remotely dark,
I have fallen asleep in mid-daylight, too. I knocked my mirror off of my car. And
That's not okay. Like, do you not see an issue with that?
Something's wrong.
Well, then you need to get it, like, go...
Probably should go to a doctor.
Probably.
Doctor, I'm sleepy.
All the time, no matter what.
I fall asleep
like
in the doctor's
I've tried
office.
everything. I thought maybe it was the diet because you're eating like shit all the time or whatever. But even when we started eating healthy and I was cooking every single night and trying to be healthier, you still fell asleep.
For that solid 7 days.
It was longer than that.
10?
I'm just saying is that I don't know what it is, but it drives me insane because it limits so much of what we can and can't do because like you're gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, because I can't stay up late.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist.
No, not
I'm
at all.
29 years old and I can't stay up past 9:30. Sounds like I'm a party animal.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
honey, you want to go out tonight? And you're like, yeah, I can't wait. And then as soon as we get home, I'm gonna fall asleep.
like last Thursday when I was in the ER because of all my issues, and I'm sorry, but you were so. I wanted to fucking throat punch you.
What?
Because all you did was complain about being sleepy and wanting to sleep. Like, I'm literally in the hospital because I can't fucking breathe and having all these issues. And your only thing is, I'm so sleepy.
Hey, at least you were in a bed.
It doesn't matter. The point is that, like, we're in the hospital.
I'm sitting in this stool made out of hard plastic.
It wasn't a stool. It was a love seat bench.
A love seat made out of like human bones. It was so hard.
But
and
the point
uncomfortable.
is that you're so unsupportive and like so horrible.
I kept patting you on the head.
No, that was when we got home. You kept petting me like a dog. When we were at the hospital.
More so checking your temperature and making sure you were still alive.
But when we were at the hospital, like I literally just wanted to throat punch you because I was like, I understand you're uncomfortable. Guess what? Me fucking too. Guess what? I know it's cold. I know that it's
so
like,
cold.
I know that it's like 2:00 in the morning and we want to go home. But
were you just watching me not? I felt like there were so many times where you were just staring at me, watching me nod off.
Yeah, because
like,
I was trying to
hard.
like decide how the fuck to beat the fuck out of you.
I was just like, duh. I was nodding off just uncontrollably.
And then so they come in and they're like, okay, we're going to send you home or whatever. And they have to check your blood pressure. They have to check your heart rate before they discharge you.
Yeah.
And my blood pressure was really low.
So then she goes and gets another bag of liquid.
Okay, but that's fucking what happens when you're in the ER. And you were so
mad.
Verbally upset because we were going to be there.
I just kept pacing then because I'm like, I'm going to try not to fall over.
But I'm just saying, you were so unsupportive and so annoying when we were in the hospital just because you were tired.
I was so tired. That was so past my bedtime.
Okay, I don't give a shit. Like, we're in the hospital. What happens when we go to have this baby? You're going to be complaining because you're tired?
No.
I will literally kill you.
No. I don't think so.
I'm just saying.
Should we end it on that note? Is that part one? There's going to be more, isn't there?
I mean, yeah, that wasn't even all the ones I had planned.
Oh, okay.
And you didn't even talk, so.
We're getting 50 minutes in. I think we can let their ear holes breathe.
Whatever.
All right, everyone. Say bye.
Goodbye.
All right, everybody. I have no idea what next week's is about yet.
I don't either.
We'll figure it out. You'll see. Who knows? But anyway, if you guys want to hit us up, check us out on Instagram at Bedroom Bicker. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Bedroom Bicker. Yeah. Or our website, bedroombickering.com. Check us out on Facebook. Hit us up. Email us, bedroombickering@gmail.com if you want to say hi or whatever. Again, this episode's brought to you by nothing because nobody likes us enough yet. But just check us out. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.